Namaste, student. My name is JVS Dr. Neeraj Dholia, Faculty of Agriculture and Veterinary Science, Jayati Vidyapeeth, Women's University, Jaipur. So today we are going to discuss about typhoid, and this topic belongs to the subject medical biotechnology. And this comes under the main topic, that is the communicable and non-communicable diseases. So what is typhoid? So this is a typhoid is a bacterial disease, and it is caused by the bacteria Salmonella typhi, and it involves the occurring of the high fever, diarrhea, and vomiting. And if it is not treated, it may be fatal. So the infection of the bacteria Salmonella typhi generally occurs through the contaminated foods and contaminated water, drinking water. And this is more occurring in the places where the hygiene is not considered as a regular practice. Okay, the frequent hand washing is less practiced. In that area, the typhoid is found prevalently. So it can also be passed on by carriers who do not know they carry the bacteria, means the latent infection may be there. So the around 5,700 cases per year in the United States, and 75% of these start while traveling the internationally. Okay, so globally, if you talk about the patient load, so worldwide 21.5 million people in a year contract the typhoid. If typhoid is caught early, or if it is diagnosed, so it can be successfully treated with antibiotics, and if it is not treated, it may be fatal. So let's talk about the sign and symptoms of the typhoid. So typhoid normally occurs when the bacteria invade the body, and it have the incubation times around between 6 and 30 days. So the main symptoms of this typhoid is the fever and the rash. Typhoid fever is particularly high, and it reaches the temperature of the body is around 104 degrees Fahrenheit. Or if we talk in terms of the degree, then around 39 to 40 degrees Celsius. The rash, which does not affect every patient, consists of rose-colored spot, and particularly on the abdominal part and in the neck region. The other symptoms of the disease may be weakness, the abdominal pain, the patient may feel the constipation and headache. So the symptoms might include the confusion, diarrhea and vomiting, but this is not normally severe. If the disease is reached in its severe stage, or in the untreated cases, the bowel can become perforated, and this can lead to peritonitis and the infection of the tissue that lines the inside of the abdomen, which has been reported as the fatal in between 5 and 62% of the cases. So another bacteria is also there, that is known as the Salmonella paratyphoid. The another infection which is similar to the typhoid disease is the paratyphoid. Okay, and the causative agent for the paratyphoid is the Salmonella enterica. So the symptoms of the disease is same, but it is less severe, or we can say that it is the less fatal if we compared with the Salmonella type or the typhoid. Okay, so this was the symptoms. Now, if one get infected with the bacteria, so how to treat or how to manage this condition? So the very effective technique or a very effective method to treat the typhoid is the antibiotics, and the most common use are the ciprofloxacin. And the second one is the ceftriaxone. So other than antibiotics, it is important to rehydrate the body, because in that case, the minerals of the body comes at the very low level, and so the patient should drink the empty of or the adequate amount of the water. So in the more severe cases where the bowel has become perforated, surgery may be required to get the satisfactory results. Typhoid antibiotic resistant is also there. As with a number of other bacterial diseases, there is currently concern about the growing resistance to the antibiotics to Salmonella typhi. So this impacts the choice of drug available to treat the typhoid. And in the current days, for example, if we talk about the typhoid, it has become the resistant to many of the antibiotics, such as the trimethoprim and sulfamethoxazole and the ampicillin. So the ciprofloxacin or one of the key medications for the typhoid, and it is also experiencing the similar difficulties. Some studies have also found that the Salmonella typhimurium resistance the rates to be around 35%. So as we have discussed that what is the main causative agent of the Salmonella typhi, that is the Salmonella typhi bacteria. Along that, the Salmonella typhi and the spread, it may be spread through the infected or contaminated food, contaminated drinks, and are contaminated with the infected fecal matter. So before using any food material, we should carefully wash the fruits, the vegetables, and we can prevent the spreading of this disease. Some people are asymptomatic carriers of the typhoid. That means they have the bacteria, but they do not cause the disease, or they do not become sick, while the others continue to have the bacteria and their symptoms have gone simultaneously if the immunity is very good. And sometimes the disease can appear again if after the complete treatment of the disease. The people who test positive as carrier may not be allowed to work with the children or the older people until the medical tests show that the bacteria have completely eliminated from the body. So what are the prevention of the disease? So the countries, mainly the developing countries, need to clean the water. The washing facilities typically have a higher number of the typhoid cases, so they should take care about the hygiene. And vaccination is one of the good option. So before traveling to a high risk area, one should get the vaccines against the typhoid. So this can be achieved by the oral or the injective forms of the vaccine. So if we talk about the oral, it is a live attenuated vaccine, consists of 3 to 4 tablets, one to be taken every second day. So that the last of which is taken 1 week before the travel. So short of the inactivated vaccines may be administered 2 weeks before the travel. And vaccines are not 100% efficient, and caution should be still should be there when eating and drinking the water. Okay. So the vaccination should not be started if the individual is currently ill, or their immunity is weak, or they are suffering from some other fatal diseases such as the diabetes, the HIV, and the others. So this was the prevention, and the vaccine may have adverse effect, and they may have some side effects also. So 1 in the 100 people will experience the fever, and after the oral vaccine, there may be gastrointestinal problems, nausea may be felt, headache may be felt. So however, the side effects are there, but vaccine, again, it is a good option. Okay, so this was all about the typhoid, and we have discussed the causative agent of the typhoid, the symptoms of the typhoid. We have discussed the prevention, how to prevent, and the treatment part of the typhoid. So that was all about the typhoid. Hope you are satisfied with this detailed session. If you have any doubt, any query, you can write in the comment box. And this session is powered by Digital Version 2, Jyoti Vidyapeeth, Women's University, Jaipur. Thank you.